It's not every day that you get to talk to one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the food and hospitality space. Yes, with me here is Chetan Sethi, one of the founding partners of Zaffran from ICE Hospitality and a chef par excellence. Zaffran is a place best known for its Indian fine dining and of course Kebab Corner by Zaffran as well from the same brand. Chetan is himself going to tell us a little about the journey of Zaffran and of course share some of their success mantras. Hi Chetan.
Hi Mini.
So Chetan, of course Zaffran is something that came about in 2003 if I'm right? Okay, so it's been so many 14 long years now?
That's right.
Wonderful. And of course 6 outlets, 7 outlets?
It's actually 8 outlets.
8 outlets, okay. So 8 outlets in Mumbai and in Bangalore as well, I believe.
Bangalore as well.
Wonderful. So how's the journey been?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster actually. I mean, we were much younger when we started. I have a graying beard now, so yeah.
And so was it sort of tough to start something like this?
Certainly. I mean, I come from a background where I used to work for the Marriott and the Oberoi, etc.
Right.
You know, it's a first generation entrepreneur. So a lot of learning. Life is totally different on the street as comparison to the confines of a 5-star hotel.
Sure.
But overall, I would say it's been an excellent journey so far.
Great. And how did Munib and you sort of get together and how did Zaffran happen actually?
So Munib and me are best friends from hotel management.
Okay.
Always had this dream of opening a restaurant, which I think most of the people in Mumbai have as well. And that's how it began. So we went our separate ways for a couple of years and then got together and tried to fulfill our dream, and here we are.
Wonderful. And how was the first year, Chetan? Was it tough?
So first year was very, very tough because getting people to your restaurant, etc., being a new brand was very, very, very difficult. You know, I had to sell my car because, you know, I couldn't afford one. And yeah, it's been overall, you know, as I told you earlier, roller coaster.
But obviously, looking back in hindsight, there's nothing that you regret about having embarked upon this.
Nothing at all.
And Chetan, do you really think that entrepreneurs are sort of born or can they be made? Can entrepreneurship be taught?
Well, I can't say anything because I'm a first generation entrepreneur and here I am. So I think entrepreneurs are made. I mean, you're on the street, you learn new things every day, and as long as you're grasping that and you know, putting into practice into your own business, you're definitely going to grow.
Wonderful. And Chetan, what do you think, to your mind, is it passion, hard work, knowledge and skills, or luck? What is it that makes an entrepreneur tick?
Well, I would say the first 3.
Okay.
I think luck is something that I don't think that you know, really matters. If you're passionate, you're working hard, you're doing the right thing, I think luck just comes in. Yeah.
So you would rate passion as the most important?
Passion being the most important, that's right.
And you obviously, you and your partners, they obviously had that in abundance to sort of last.
Actually, we complemented very well because I being a chef, he being from an F&B background, so he was taking care of the front of the house, I was taking care of the back of the house. Right. So it was just perfect.
It was an ideal combination, I think, that sort of got together. And some tough lessons that you learned along the way, something that you would sort of, you know, want to caution budding entrepreneurs about?
So what happens is that most of the people want to open their own restaurants, etc., without doing any groundwork.
Okay.
And it's a very glamorous business, so it tends to attract just about anybody. So I always make this comment that every second person coming to our restaurant wants to open their own restaurant. And without doing your homework, doing the mathematics, I would say that don't get into it till you're very, very sure, because it's long hours. It's not 9 to 6. We work on every public holiday. And when the world is enjoying, we're really working hard that particular day. Yeah.
And a lot of sacrifices, I'm sure.
Yes. So for me, New Year's always been 2nd of Jan. It's never, you know, the 1st of Jan. So it's always the next day.
So it's obviously not as glamorous as it looks from the wings.
Well, it's glamorous when you enter the restaurant, but when you take the back door, which is the kitchen door, it's not so glamorous.
Wonderful. Chetan, tell me something. What are the 3 things that you would sort of tell budding entrepreneurs to keep in mind before they step into this profession?
I would say they should get formally educated.
Okay.
Be like a hotel management degree or a chef's course, etc. Because then you know what you're talking about. You know your product very well.
Certainly.
The other thing is experience. So it should not be you're out of college and your parents have some money and you open a restaurant. You should work at least for minimum 5 to 7 years before you go out into the market and open your own restaurant. Third thing would be, I think it's patience and consistency. When the restaurants open, patience is important because it takes time for your business to pick up. And consistency, I think consistency is the most important part in a restaurant because, if you serve consistent food, then you'll certainly be able to grow.
You're going to last
longer. If
longer.
the food changes every day, it's just a road to disaster.
Completely.
So the focus has to be on standardization, on the recipe being the same, so that the guests come back for the same thing again and again.
Okay. And Chetan, one last thing. This is a time, I think, when a lot of global brands and people abroad are sort of eyeing the Indian F&B sector, and they're ready to invest, and people are sort of ready to, come in. So, do you think this is a good time for people who have the passion and the interest and perhaps the money to get onto this business?
Like I say that, food is never going to go out of style.
True.
So, I think that any time is good to do food business, So, it's not particularly this time. I think, I've seen probably 1.5 decades, and I can say that why not? We opened our restaurants in different years.
Of course,
it's a good time. It's always a good time
to start the food business. Wonderful. So that was Chetan Sethi, one of the founding partners of ICE Hospitality, best known for the brand Zaffran, and of course, a chef par excellence.